All right, thanks, Doners. Dev of 10 of Us, version 5.2.0. Thanks for going through the changes and the fixes that you're making. There's quite a few new roles, I understand, some new modifiers, and some general bug fixes and quality of life improvements. Is that right?
Yes, there's a lot of changes coming.
All right, let's go through them. What do we have?
To start with, the role distribution has been changed. It will no longer be fully percentage based. It's going to switch to a hybrid system between role lists and percentages, and with this, game modes have been removed. So essentially, in your mod settings, there's no more game modes. You have a role list, and from this, you can customize exactly what type of roles you want to appear, and it'll which roles appear depending on how many players you have. So currently, I have 7 players in the lobby, so only the first 7 slots will be used, and the maximum slots will be capped to however many is set to for the capacity of the lobby.
Okay.
I'll get to that, but I'll start with all roles are unique. This basically makes it so if it's off, you can have multiple of quite a few roles, just like previous or any. So to have it off, for instance, you could have multiple vigilantes, multiple jesters, multiple sheriffs, that type of thing. There are some roles which are obviously capped to 1, such as politician, because obviously having 2 revealed mayors or 3 revealed mayors becomes makes the game a bit easy.
What happens if there are 2 swappers at the same time?
That's another role, which is there's a reason why you can't have 2 of certain roles, because 2 swappers or 2 prosecutors, they don't function with each other. You can only have 1.
Right.
I'll leave that on. And for the slots, there are 18 different buckets you can choose from, starting with crew investigative, crew killing, crew protective, crew support. Common crew is all crewmates that are not crew killing, and then random crew is any crewmate.
Okay.
And the same thing you can go for neutrals with benign, evil, and killing. Common neutral excludes the neutral killing. Random neutral obviously includes all 3, and imp concealing, imp killing, imp support, and the same thing for imposters. So you don't have imp killing. So it just limits the amount of kills you can get if you just want to have a normal common imp slot.
What's a common imp slot? Sorry?
It's imposters which aren't defined as imp killing. So the imp killing roles being warlock and bomber. Trader and trader separate because that spawns elsewhere. But every role is limited to this now, except for Haunter, Phantom, Trader, because those roles spawn outside the percentage-based system. They will remain separate.
Okay.
So with Haunter, Phantom, Trader, if it's set to 100, they will always spawn. Set to 50, it's the same as before. It'll randomly spawn if it's picked.
Yep, that makes sense.
Non-imp is not an imposter, so it's just random crewmate or random neutral. Just gonna pick one, and then any could be an imposter, could be a neutral, could be crewmate, could be literally anything.
The non-imp could be a glitch.
Oh yeah, non-imp could be a glitch. It's just not an imposter.
Okay.
And any is literally anything, any role, and you're looking for from it.
Is there an option for like a non-killing non-imp? Well, that's not a thing yet.
The way I set it up is so I can easily filter the buckets to get. Basically, they funnel into a bigger bucket with each time they're selected. So if there's a crew investigator, right?
Yep.
All the crew investigator roles, once all the crew investigator slots have been they've selected a role for a crew investigative, the remainder get put into the common crewmate, then they go to random crewmate, then they go to non-imp. Basically, just funnels into over and over until they get picked or there's no more slots left for their role to be picked. Yeah, sort of like that. So the default settings for this are every 5th slot, starting from the 4th, will be a random imposter by default. So this does mean that default game settings for imposters, this setting doesn't matter. This literally doesn't matter anymore. You can set it to whatever. This is what's going to matter for when imposters show up or not. So if you select 3 imposters will show up.
Yeah.
But of course, I do have some limits to how I let it go. So if you say if I select 3 imposters and I'm playing on 4,
yeah,
the game's gonna select only 1 because if you have more than 2 or more, the game just instantly ends unless there's neutral killers. So by default, it'll limit how many imposters you can have. But at the same time, if you don't select any imposters, it'll minimum pick 1.
Okay.
So it's basically just a countermeasure in case you do some crazy list. And same thing with any. Any's will guarantee at least 1 imp. If you have like all of them on any.
Yeah.
But obviously you could also have 3 imposters. Like, you don't know. It could be anything. So yeah.
That makes sense.
Hopefully that's covered enough. The next thing.
Oh wait, does that change the RNG at all? Or not really? Because the RNG system, you know how people like Dumdog always complain about like the RNG not being truly random. The actual like random selection within that bucket is still the same, right? It's not pseudo random or anything like that.
It's the same shuffle code as before, but just like before, the players were shuffled anyways. Like in the previous iteration, it was shuffled so many times everywhere. It was shuffled unnecessarily amount of times. It doesn't matter. Like, it was already completely random, but anyways. Doesn't matter. We're here now. I'll move on to role buffs, which include Vigilante. Vigilante can guess imposter modifiers. So in meetings, they'll be able to guess imposter modifiers, including double shot, disperser, and underdog.
Yep.
And the other buff is for Blackmailer. If I can find the role. Maximum people alive where Blackmail can vote. Basically what this does is set a limit for... Sorry. If there's more than this many people alive, the blackmailed person instantly dead votes, which is basically just not voting. They vote, they can't do anything, they can't vote for who they think blackmailed them. It's just, their votes doesn't go anywhere, it's just nothing, and they can't vote.
It just stops like some lobbies who say like, oh, everyone skip so we can see who they think blackmail. Yeah. Okay. That's cool. Was that always the option only target sees blackmail?
Yeah, it's always been there.
Oh, just no one plays that, hey?
Maximum people alive were, so blackmail can vote. Originally in testing, this wasn't a thing, and blackmail just made people instantly dead vote, no matter how many people. And we realized very quickly, it's OP because you get to 7, you double kill and blackmail, and assuming there's no Vigi, you just win.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, there's just no counterplay. That's why the default is 5, because...
Shouldn't it be 6?
No.
Because the same issue happens with 6.
No, 6 because you can have 3 crew and 2 imposters. So you
What's
still
a dead vote? Is a dead vote auto skip?
It's not a skip. It's nothing. Your vote's nowhere. It doesn't exist.
Oh, so...
I'll go into a game and display it, but...
Sure, okay.
I'll get to it when I go through the next things. Doomsayer will have UI changes. I'll get to that. I'm not going to show this, but Crewmate Lover, if they have an evil teammate, their tasks no longer count towards task completion. So, unless you have 2 Crewmate Lovers, Lover tasks don't count anymore.
But usually you have 2 Crewmate Lovers, right?
Yeah. Usually it is 2 Crewmate, but, you know, some lobbies have it like 50% evil Lover, and then Amni counts as good, so you can get some Amni Crewmate Lover combos.
Wait, in that case, do the tasks count if it's like Crewmate Lover and Amni Lover?
No, until the Amni, if the Amni picks up crew, then they will count again.
So it should be saying a lover's tasks only count if their lover is also crewmate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
so if they have a non-crew teammate, their tasks no longer count.
Yes. The last things are for standardization. Vigi, Doom, Assassin, guess up to vote settings removed.
They can always guess
I don't really see a use for it. And also with the blackmail change, it makes it so you can still use your meeting abilities. That's the same thing with the politician, imitator, hypnotist buttons. If basically if they get blackmailed, they can still use their buttons. Like, the only exceptions to the blackmail thing is swapper, because it needs to confirm with the vote, and prosecutor, because it needs to vote to be able to use it. So every other role now, if you're in a meeting The button will stay till the voting stage ends.
So why do you have to why can't you swap after voting? What's the logic behind that?
Because the swap confirms the vote confirms the swap.
Ah, okay, sure. It's just the mechanism that's in place. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. More buffs. Imitator can imitate all crewmate roles. So all crewmate roles the Imitator can now use, so you know who's dead, who's
That's
crew.
huge.
Well, not all roles were. The reason why it wasn't before was because if you got a crewmate who was literally just a vanilla crewmate because an Amni remembered the role, it was just bad. Like, you picked up crewmate and you're like, oh wow, I do nothing now. But the same thing said though, if there's no dead crew and you're on like 5 and there's still no one in the graveyard you can use, you're sitting there like, I'm a vanilla crewmate anyways. At least this provides information to the Imitator.
Yeah.
And I also tried to give it some extra things it can do. So Jailer, if they imitate Jailer, whoever they jail will be jailed, so they can't use meeting abilities, but they can't talk to them.
Okay.
One role they couldn't use before, which they can, is Snitch. Snitch is interesting because if they imitate Snitch, have tasks done, the imposters will see them, and then when they get to a meeting, they're no longer Snitch, so it'll be outed Imitator. So, yeah.
Oh, that's an interesting interaction.
Yeah,
But they get to see who the imposters are during the round.
During the round, yeah, they could, but they'll likely die during it. Anyways, imitating mayor's new setting. If you imitate a dead mayor, you become the mayor for the rest of the game. That is only if I've got a setting for this. Only if the setting is enabled. So, yeah.
But what happens if you imitate the politician?
You can't do anything. I was tempted to make it so you could become mayor through politician, but I decided against it. It could be something to come back to. Because I do want to give Imitator some help, because it's not a role that is widely used and it's not very popular. So
the only mayor, so mayors have to be revealed, right, to be the mayor.
Yes.
So if you kill the mayor, the Imitator can instantly
become the new mayor.
Oh, yep. That's with no downside, right? Because they can't be shot anymore.
No downside. They just become mayor. Well, they have to get to the next round. So, yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Warden, like Medic, now no longer has a cooldown. There's no need for the cooldown, as it is another ability which should just be instantly used off cooldown at the start of a round. Juggernaut is no longer a hidden role, and setting slots can now be renamed. So if I go to my Among Us files here, I have sets of files here which I've renamed for my settings: 10 player, 12 player, all any, and debate rivals. So if I go into game, edit, mod, load custom settings, that's awesome. What they call now. So go to your app data and you go change them.
Appreciate that.
Now can have a fun name. There's chat commands now. So for all roles and modifiers, where's my mouse gone? I can't find my mouse. Is my mouse dead? Wait, no, it's plugged in. Like, this is wired. Am I crazy?
Oh.
What is going on? Where's my mouse?
It's been eaten.
1 hour later.
Anyways, Bates' favorite change, most requested change of all time, right here.
Welcome,
Investigator. Morph mimic swoop camo. You see the color they actually are instead of what they currently are, rather than what they actually are. So swoop will be invisible, so you can't see it. Camo is grey. Mimic and morph are the color they are morphed as. And hypnotist no longer gets hard counted by investigator. So yeah.
Perfect.
I added that one afterwards. The way it should be. Right. The other thing which I didn't actually mention was the chat commands. That's what I was actually up to, where you can now type in /R or /M to get your role and modifier. Currently they don't work because we're not in the game, but if I type /XE for executioner, I get a quick role description of it. The executioner is a neutral evil role with the goal to vote out a specific player. Every role has one, every modifier has one, and as I said, /R or /M work in game, also /modifier or role.
Like how many sentences do you get?
It depends on the role. Some have longer than others. What do I do? Glitch. Yeah, glitch is a lot longer. Glitch is neutral with the goal to kill everyone. In addition to killing, they can also hack players, disabling abilities, and mimic players, changing their appearance to look like others. Yeah. So, I now actually go into a game.
Alright.
And we'll see how this goes. Alright. Just to demonstrate some of the changes. Oh, I've got it set to 1 imp, not 2. Oh well. Guess I'm showing Blackmailer and not Investigator this time. Blackmailer, as can be seen here.
Yep.
I will quickly blackmail. You don't want to blackmail.
Did you want to
I'll
restart
blackmail
it?
the Doomsayer. It's not really needed, but have it here. I didn't turn on the modifiers. Oh, well, that's great. I'm very prepared after everything that just happened. Anyways, I'm going to kill and report. Just to show the blackmail change. The start of a meeting. They'll instantly vote. And as you see here, no skip button. Can't vote. It's done.
Dead vote. Okay.
Yep. While I'm here, I'll just demonstrate the Doomsayer change. So Doomsayer, now when shooting rolls, after they've shot, the name pushes back to its old position where it normally is when you haven't guessed, and the smaller roll which you guessed appears below, just to easily differentiate it between the other rolls, just to make it clear. The ones you haven't shot yet. Yeah.
Wait, was that a correct shot or an incorrect shot?
You don't know, you gotta shoot 3 to be able to get it.
Oh, I thought they died straight away after you guessed them right. Was that an old
Nah,
Doomsayer?
that's changed now. That was the nerf a while ago. Anyways, if I guess 3 rolls here, now I win, and 1 dies. If neutral evil win and game is off, obviously only the 1 person dies. So yeah. I don't know which one's red. I picked right, thank God.
Oh, okay. What happens if Doomsayer got like 2 correct and 1 wrong though?
Well,
The game would continue?
if the game continues, they just get it wrong.
They get another
But I should also
guess.
point out for Doomsayer is that if you get to final 4 and someone's jailed, you can now win. You just need to guess the 2. You need to guess at minimum 2. If there's 2 available, you can still win by guessing 2. So.
But how many
Yeah.
guesses in total does the Doomsayer get?
Same as normal.
Which is like unlimited?
You get 3. You get 3 per meeting, and you gotta guess all 3 to win, unless you only need 2. And that only 2 people can be guessed. In that case, you only need to guess
Oh,
twice.
the 3 in that meeting have to be all correct.
Yeah.
So like, let's say you get 2 right in that meeting and the 3rd one's wrong, then nothing happens, and then the next
Nothing
meeting,
happens,
if
you'll
those
lose.
people are alive, then it's like a game of Cluedo, where you just like guess the first 2.
So
and then...
you don't know which one was right.
Yeah,
You don't know if you got any right.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't
Okay, cool. Makes sense.
If I actually do the settings correctly after that kerfuffle.
Double shot.
Yeah, double shot and disperser. So now,
Double shot again?
extra life and assassinating.
Oh, that's
Alright.
nice.
So if I run around as pink now, if you look at the investigator screen, you see they're red before, and now they're pink.
Nice.
They change their color.
Love to see
And
that.
if I go call comms and run across, the old footprints of pink stays until comms gets called, and then they turn gray.
Yeah. Perfect.
Just like you wanted. Oh, aren't I such a good person, babe? Doing everything
you.
just for you.
Everyone.
Now I need to go fix comms. Well, if I had button barrier on, I wouldn't need to, but it's in a button barrier. Anyways. I think I'll just kill Investigator. Not needed anymore. His job has been served.
Mm-hmm.
Get to the meeting. So, Vigilante, if I can go find it, can now shoot Impostor modifiers, like Double Shot, Disperser, and Underdog when they are on. So if I shoot, I don't actually know which one was Double Shot. Ah, well, I hope it's this guy. Oh, look at that, I was right. Now you can actually shoot Impostor modifiers. It's a way to buff it in a way that didn't give it an investigation ability. It just gives it more things to shoot.
Yeah, I like it.
Disperser now gets nerfed. If you are a Disperser and you save it for late game and there's a Vigil alive, that's not so good. It's better to use it early now and get it out of the way. Because if you save it for late game and there's a Vigil alive, they now know what the Improl or modifier is to guess. Which isn't the best. Imitator here. What I will do now is get the Vigi to die to show the Imitator change where I can now imitate Vigilante. Even though I do not have, I can't really use Vigilante, it's there for information now. So if I skip on all,
Oh, okay.
I can now become Vigi.
Just during the round.
No, that's how Imitator works. What?
Yeah,
So
but
it's
like
all-
you don't get the meeting ability.
Yeah, I don't get the meeting ability because previously you wouldn't be able to imitate Vigilante because it was a meeting role. But now you can. I can't do anything. At least I can be Vigilante for a bit. The main impacts of Imitator being able to use all crew is to imitate Snitch. That's a big one. Become Revealed Mayor. Another big one. And Jailer, they can jail people. Just giving it some extra things it can do.
Yeah, that's.
Anyways.
Although it'll be like half buff, half nerf because now, like, if you have a lot of choices, you might pick a role.
Yeah, the roll, it's useless. Something else I really need to show here. I guess I, in theory, could show, Juggernaut. Show Doomsayer, even though it can already do this, if they guess the last two, they win the game. As before.
Wasn't the case before?
That was the case before, but, because you don't seem to remember it. If they guess two in the final two, they can still win.
Huh.
So, yeah. Oh, now I've messed up the colors. Oh, that's unfortunate. Anyways, I'll now move on to the more interesting changes, which people will want to hear, which is the new roles. This update will have 3 new roles and 2 new modifiers.
Hmm.
The new roles for crew will be Lookout and Deputy.
Yep.
Technically Juggernaut is the new role, but it's not really for neutrals because it's already existed, but it's there. And the new imp role is Scavenger.
Nice.
So, yeah, imp role, Scavenger. We will... I think I'll just show this. What I might do also is...
Button Barry.
that setting. Oh, I can turn on Button Barry. It's not the worst thing. Oh, and I should turn on the modifiers, Mini and Saboteur. Yep. Did it all in the wrong order, so now the colors are messed up. Shouldn't have done that. Anyways. One impostor among us. So, I'm going to start with Lookout, who also happen to be the Mini. Lookout can watch a certain number of times per game, depending on setting, or round.
Yeah.
Depending on settings. They can watch someone as many times, watch different people as many times as they have the uses. What it does is, any person who interacts with that person, or kills them, they will see what role did it. The weird interaction can be Bomber, Bomb, and Arsonist Ignite, because in theory, they could blow up to a bomb or an Arsonist Ignite, and you won't actually see it if they didn't interact with like that exact person. So, if I go here and I will go on the who is a crewmate, Orange is a crewmate. Watch Orange. Now Deputy, if I camp Orange, they will see next meeting, which I'll get to later. Interact with by a Deputy. Deputy, how Deputy works is that if Orange is to die, I then get a chance the following meeting to shoot the killer. If I am correct, I will kill them. If I'm incorrect, nothing happens. It sounds strong, but in playtesting, it really hasn't been that effective because you have to, especially on like 12.
Yeah.
It's like it's a 1 in like 10. You can clear some people, but with bad comms, it's not like you can get it right.
It's like a medic shield. It's like a vengeful medic, right? Where you shield someone, and if they get attacked, instead of them not dying, they die. You get.
But you can get one shot to try to kill
them. Yeah.
So the longer the deputy lives, the stronger they become because there's less people to camp, and then there's more likely they die and you get a shot the following.
Are you going to run into the same medic shield paradox where you camp someone like early, and then they haven't died until
it's usable each round. It's usable each round.
Okay. But like if you keep camping the same person, you'll be like, how come no one's trying to kill you?
Well, it doesn't matter. Like it literally doesn't matter. Like medic doesn't matter either. Like there's no difference. Anyways, I'll move on to Scavenger. I'll wait for the cooldown to reset. So you see here, you scavenge the timer there. I've got 25 seconds. That's the default.
Yeah.
It always targets the closest person. So in this case, it was Donna's 2. Because Donna's 6 had the green shield here, it didn't target Donna's 6. So if I now kill Donna's 2, I get a shortened kill cooldown and increased duration. And if I keep chaining kills, I can keep this low kill cooldown and continuously kill until the timer runs out. So if I go kill that guy, and I'll get Donna's 3 is my next target.
Oh, it's like Bounty Hunter.
Yes, but it's on a timer.
And
if I run out of the timer, it resets. It's always the closest player. My timer runs out, it resets my normal kill cooldown. If I kill the wrong person, it gives me a significantly increased kill cooldown, like that.
That's cool.
I'm gonna report. Rookie move. Be faster to honestly skip.
Right, let's see.
So obviously, nothing's happened to the deputy, so the deputy can't shoot anyone because the target they had, who they camped, didn't die. So nothing happens.
But shouldn't the other person see that?
Oh, show the lookout. I forgot to show the lookout. We're all seen interacting with Donna's 3 deputy. I forgot to show the lookout.
Go to that.
Very briefly.
Goodbye. And what does Mini do again?
It's just small. Really just small.
Are you faster?
No, it looks like you're faster because you're smaller, but you move the same speed. Which deputy is the same as medic and warden. It does not have a cooldown. So if I go and camp Donna's 3 here, let's just use the ability. Can't use it again. So if Lookout now watches Donna's 3 after the deputy interact with them, it will not show the deputy interacting with them. It's only players who interact with them after. The Scavenger here, who kills, will be shown to be interacting with them. So if I go Lookout here, Ross interacting with Donna's 3, Scavenger.
Yep.
So it includes the kills. Now if I go back to the deputy screen, they have this little shoot icon.
Oh, during the meeting.
Yes, during the meeting.
Oh, I thought it would be like you have to sheriff them after. Oh, okay.
No.
Let's see what happens here then.
So if I shoot the wrong person, if I shoot the Lookout, nothing will happen. It'll just be like a little pop-up message saying the person you shot was not the killer, yada yada. If I shoot the correct person, it'll kill them.
And you have to shoot them that round.
You have to shoot them that meeting. I didn't show Saboteur, so I will quickly do that. And I'll also show Deputy shooting the wrong person. Oh my god. It's like the second last one was the host. So yeah.
Wait, how many times a game can you camp someone?
Once per round.
Oh, and they have to be killed that round. And you have to camp them at the beginning of the round.
Well, you don't have to camp at the beginning of the round, but obviously before they die. Anyways, Saboteur is an Impostor modifier that reduces the Sabo cooldown. So I go Sabo Lights here. Now, after Lights, you can see it started at a slightly lower cooldown. That's all it is. It's very, very minor, but it does work. Anyways, who is the deputy? The small guy. Camped on his 3. And I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna report. So, the deputy camped Donna's 3, he died, so he gets a shot. We here, Donna's 4 is the Juggernaut. He didn't kill her. if I shoot him, he's not gonna die. It's only gonna kill the killer. This can include if the sheriff or hunter or veteran killed them.
Oh, so you kill the...
triggers the deputy.
So the sheriff
yeah,
dies.
Yeah, you'd still kill the sheriff if the sheriff is the one that killed the person. Anyways, in this instance, it pops up with a message saying you missed your shot. They're either not the killer or are invincible, which is pestilence. So pestilence can still not be killed this way.
I like
pestilence is unharmed. Yeah, I think that's all the roles and modifiers now. So, yeah.
No one's ever gotten like multiple kills a game with the deputy?
I've seen one, I haven't seen 2 yet.
Okay.
Because we only play with 3 killers, don't forget.
True.
It's like we play 3
really
killers involve 2
lucky.
imps and a neutral killer.
Oh, I like the deputy role. It seems like a lot of fun, and the balancing where you have to like shield him that round.
Lookout is sort of like Trapper.
Yeah.
Especially like a trap on a person. Oh, I actually do want to show something real quick. I'm just gonna do this to speed it up. But I do want to show the funny Lookout interaction with the dead body. So if I go turn Amnesiac on, and I remember a role which the Lookout was watching, it's this applies to all roles that interact with dead bodies. This includes Altruist, Janitor, and Undertaker. If I watch who is worth watching, I'll do Pink. If I watch him, he then proceeds to die, and then the Amnesiac picks up the role. If I get to a meeting now,
But
as the
you
Lookout,
just-
I see Amnesiac and Juggernaut. Oh, it didn't have a role. I only had 5 rolls on.
Oh, was
and-
that just a plain crewmate?
Yeah. We're also interact with Donis 2, Amnesiac, and Juggernaut, so you can actually see roles that interact with their dead body. So it does linger into their death. Should actually show like the PowerPoint slides, which you kindly made, bait. So Mini is just a good modifier, reduces the size of a person, no real impact on gameplay. Saboteur, however, definitely does. Passively reduces the sabotage cooldowns of non-door sabotages. Lookout, as I've already discussed, can watch other players. It's limited per round game or game for by the settings. And the following meeting, all roles that interacted, including kills, with the target players will be listed. This watch effect lingers into death, so Amnesiac, Altruist, Janitor, and Undertaker can all be seen if they touch the dead body. Deputy adds another role where, so Aurial, because we love complaining about Aurial, it's OP how Morphling and Escapist can use their ability to start and they just get instantly caught because they're not medic. Well, now there's now 3 roles with Warden and Deputy now. 3 crew roles, which they can fake claim.
But I thought you changed Aurial where it doesn't work for the first 10 seconds.
No.
Wasn't that going to be an option?
No.
They were talking about it at the beginning of Bait Rivals. I think you should have an option for Aurial, disable Aurial passive or ability for first 10 seconds. Like, I know it's a huge skill flaw to have people not use their abilities in first 10 seconds. I think if you change...
Well, there's now 3 roles, 3 crew roles, which
but they're not always
they can
enabled
easily be now. Yeah, well, the imp roles at the same time cannot be enabled, so you get hard cleared if like Morphling and Escapist are off. It works both ways.
So I'm just saying, like, exactly. So just don't let Aurial work within the first 10 seconds of the game, of the round. What's the downside of that?
Downside is that's actually a huge part of Aurial's kit to be able to see all interactions.
Yeah, but like the only interactions that happen in the first 10 seconds is
Oh, and ability to
Deputy,
use throw.
Medic Shield, which happens once, Sample,
Warden.
and Escapist, and Warden. But like, let's just say the morning lobby, they might not play with the Deputy, might not play with Escapist and Warden. It's just literally Medic and Sample. And no one's gonna Medic within the first few seconds usually. So I just think, instead of penalizing people for sampling early, which I think is fun, like you don't want to like stalk someone for 10 seconds, Just disable Aurial for the first 10 seconds. I think the Aurial ability is still strong.
It's not that strong.
Oh.
Play with Aurial?
Yeah.
Like, I know
I
it's
know the
good,
comment.
but like, there are roles which are stronger in the game. Like,
yeah, I don't deny that. I'm just saying, at least make it a setting. And in your lobbies or in our lobbies, if you feel like Aurial's still fine with it because there's enough counterplay, sure. But I think for ones with like streamer lobbies where a lot of people aren't switched on, oh, I need to count to 10 seconds before I use a sample ability, then it just eliminates that skill flaw for the Morphling, I think.
well, even waiting 10 seconds probably isn't enough because the only role after 10 seconds, well, there's two, is Blackmailer and Medium.
Well,
They're the two roles after 10 seconds. Oh,
Yeah.
and Hunter Stalk as well, Hunter.
yeah, well, like if you have the like the 10-second like grace period, then people are just gonna sample straight away. Anyway, that's what I think. You're making an option.
Right.
Sorry, I digress. Go on to your deputy and new roles.
Deputy is Crewmate killing role. I can camp other players. This ability has 1 use per round with no cooldown. If a camp player dies, the deputy is alerted with the red flash to their death. The following meeting, the deputy they may attempt to shoot their killer. If successful, they die. If unsuccessful, nothing will happen. If the killer is pestilence is shot, they will not die either.
Why didn't
I
they
was
die if
just-
they try to shoot the pesty? Or is it too hard
What?
to code that way?
They will not die.
Oh, why not? Like anyone that interacts
Because
with the
pestilence
pesty.
is invincible. You can't kill pesty.
No,
Pestilence can't
but
die.
why does the deputy not die if they try to shoot the pesty?
They're not interacting with them. It's just a meeting thing. Like the same thing. If you try to assassinate the pestilence in a meeting by shooting them as a lover, nothing happens.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did
If
not
they're a
know that
lover-
interaction.
If you're a lover, and if it's a pestilence lover, and you know they're a lover, and you shoot them as a lover, nothing will happen. It's actually what happens is now is the
Okay.
fortify flash for a warden, so it gives it accountability that it could be a warden protecting them, but obviously not all lobbies use warden, but it'll still do the warden flash.
That's cool. I did not know that was a thing where if you try to... Because obviously pestilence is not an option in either the imposter or Vigi like drop-down
Yeah.
menus. But I didn't
Lover
realize
is.
love is one. I knew lovers is one, but I didn't know what the interaction was to be. Okay,
So
no,
you
I think
can't-
that's fair. I think that's fair.
And Scavenger, I guess it is similar to Bounty Hunter, but it's an imposter killing role that is with an automatic. Oh my god, I can't speak. It has an automatically activated ability called Scavenge. This ability gives the Scavenger a target which they must kill in a set duration. They must do it in. If they're successful, they're given a shortened cooldown and a new target. If they don't kill anyone in this duration, their cooldown simply resets. And if they kill the wrong person, they get a significantly increased cooldown similar to Diseased. The selected target will always be the closest person to the Scavenger, unless they are shielded, like the first round shield, as you saw, their imposter teammate, or their lover. In these instances, it's like just picks the next closest.
What if they're,
it
like,
goes through
medic
each of the closest
shielded?
people.
Afterwards.
Hmm?
What if it's a
If they get
medic?
medic,
Yeah.
it does not take into account Guardian Angel Protect or Medic Shield, so just unlucky.
Okay. So only
Medic
first
Shield
round
is
shield.
like Medic Shield is kind of meh anyways. Like in our lobbies, it's just instant kill cooldown reset, so it's not the biggest issue. But
So what happens if you try to scavenger kill a medic shielded person?
just the kill cooldown resets, sort of.
But do you get the decreased kill cooldown, or does it go to a crappy kill cooldown? So if you're the scavenger and they're the closest person next to you.
It's supposed to be the scavenge kill cooldown if they are. If they are the
So you don't get penalized for trying to kill the closest person.
I'm gonna check that.
Question. And then what's the default rates? Kills? If you kill someone who is
Oh no, I did take into account for it. It's all good. If they're a scavenger, and if the person is their target, it gives the scavenger correct cooldown, and if it's not their target, it gives them the incorrect cooldown. But I don't think it actually resets the scavenge, which is interesting.
if you just like cute, so you'll be like cockblocked by as as long as they're the closest to you.
Oh, to be fair, it may reset the kill cooldown to the Wait, normal game motion cooldown, increased kill cooldown. Yeah. It doesn't reset the scavenge, but it does give them the increased kill cooldown if they break the shield. But
we're not
to
talking
their
about
luck,
our lobby settings. We're talking about like a perpetual static shields.
it'll just be 0.01 because it doesn't break. It'll not there. Where is it? It'll be this one. It'll get triggered.
Okay, so the kill cooldown will still be available.
Yeah.
And then
If they kill the right or wrong person if they're shielded, but if they are shielded and that shield breaks,
yeah,
they get these cooldowns. But it doesn't end the scavenge duration, which I find interesting. I should have maybe thought of that. I think it's fine.
yeah, pretty niche situation. It's cool how you've taken into account that it can't be their lover, it can't be their imposter.
Yeah, well, the biggest issue, because we were doing a lot of testing with it, and the first round shield, people kept getting the first round shield as their target, like, because imposters typically run off on their own, as crewmates usually will stick in one spot, like their usual pathing. And what the imposters had was that the closest person, because the first round shield you'd usually play a bit more risky, and they would go to admin, and the first round shield would always be an admin, and just get the arrow to the person in admin, and they'd always have the shield, and I was like, damn, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, no, good. The end of the stream.
Yeah, end of the stream.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, we'll talk about.
No, thanks, Donis. I appreciate the interview. And yeah, if people have any questions, I'll leave the details in the description or in the comments. And once again, thanks for all your hard work in making this mod, the best among us mod, one that we enjoy the most. It's the one that we enjoy watching the most, so I think it's the best of mine. Really appreciate it, mate.
All good.
Have a good night.
Good night, mate.